Teste. Good morning, everyone. My name is Michele Cordas. I am the Investor Relations Manager at CTEEP. I would like to welcome all of you today. And our event is called ISA CTEEP Day. It's our first time that we have the virtual event. We're holding a virtual event. We have more than 1,000 people who subscribed to this event, who signed up for this event. And today we'll have an opportunity to share our results for 2020 and also our long-term strategy. So the presentation you have access to it through the QR code, and you will also have access to the slides. At the end of this presentation, we will have Q&A, so please send your questions and doubts throughout the event. So now, I'd like to invite Rui Chamas. He's going to start his presentation. Go ahead, Rui. Thank you so much, Michelle. It's a pleasure to be talking about our company. I'll be talking about generating sustainable value, creating sustainable value. I'd like to remind you that we are providers, we are electricity providers. And this is essential for everyone's lives and for countries in general, especially for Brazil. And this year, due to the pandemic, due to a complex year, we had to deal with the pandemic. So I'd like to share with you what we did this year. And in order to guarantee, to make sure that we could focus on quality. So as of the beginning of the year, there was a coincidence. We have our headquarters in Brazil. The first COVID cases actually started in our headquarters in Brazil. So we started a crisis management committee, and I'm still leading this committee. We have meetings to define our operations. We hired specialists to guide us through the best decisions that we could make in order to guarantee safety. So at Cabriúva, in the countryside of Brazil, state of São Paulo state, we started this work with Jundiaí as well. So we reduced the number of operators, and therefore, by reducing the number of operators, we reduced the contamination, the virus contamination and transmission. So we asked them to stay for longer periods, and we limited the number of employees. So it really reduced the costs of COVID. So it really reduced the risks of COVID. and we used all the tools that we currently had. We implemented new tools. We also implemented travel restrictions. We implemented new protocols, and so on. So I'm very happy with the results. We have achieved great results, especially regarding safety. So it's been quite a good job, which makes me very happy. So we've been going through a few things. I'd like to share you the highlights for 2020. I think we will always remember 2020, right? 2020 was an important an important year for our company, and I think we started being even more respected in the market. We had new contracts closed. Deals were closed, so they were equivalent to 26 million reais. And then we also had the RBSE in the 3T20, and which generated 943 million as of 2020, and it will keep on generating profitability and revenues up to 2023. So we also had the Greenfield project. Besides the Greenfield project, we also renewed two other projects. We had the Itaquerê project in the third quarter, and we had capex anticipation of 40% capex anticipation in the 11 months, the first 11 months. And I will provide you more details regarding these projects. But we have been investing quite a lot in new investments. We have been investing in improvements, which in turn has generated us a lot of revenues. So these are the projects. I would say these are the highlights. In São José dos Campos, we made an announcement as well. It was an investment of 73 million reais, and this is something we want to explore. We acquired a BPTA, and I think this is going to be a competitive advantage for us. And I do believe that this is great because we also have more assets now, and we are going to generate more results for the company. So we have renewed our board of directors, and I'd like to present you our board of directors. So I'd like to introduce you Gabriela Desiré. Gabriela is an engineer. She started at Furnas, and then she joined the team in INS. She helped us work with our operational systems like State Green and New Energy. She's been with us for about 2 months, and she's been responsible for all operations. I'd like to introduce you Silvia Diniz. Silvia is an economist. She started her career as an auditor and in auditing firms, and then she transitioned to RP. She had a bright career there. She has worked in Europe and Brazil, and she has worked with business developments and acquisitions, M&A, mergers and acquisitions. So she is our executive director, and she's responsible for this area. Dayron is a Colombian. He's been with us for many years, for 15 years actually. And Dayron used to be a corporate director, and now he joined us as a project director. He's responsible for all our portfolio and projects. So he's been supporting us ever since we started in Brazil. He recently moved to Brazil, so thank you for being here today. Thank you Thank you for understanding that he is going to be giving the presentation in Spanish. I hope you don't have any problems understanding his presentation in Spanish. And that's it for me. This is our board of director, Alessandra Greroy Filho. So she's an economist. She has had a very bright career, and she joined us in 2019. In 2019, she was working at CPFL in the financial department, and she joined us 6 months ago in 2020. So these are the people that make things happen. These are the people who are responsible for executing, for delivering things, for getting things done. So Sandro, could you comment on our financial results, please? Alessandro, be my guest. Thank you very much. As you already said, yeah, 2020 has been a very challenging year. And despite of the challenges, we have had positive results. In fact, very good results. We had net revenues that were great compared to 2019 and compared to the last 12 years. And as you said as well, it had to do with taxes and it had to do with KPSA. But however, I think we have been having really positive results, which should get us excited, we should get us thrilled, because our capacity to manage our assets, I think, has improved. We are able to manage our assets in a much better way, in a much positive way. I think it has to do with the fact that our operations have improved, and that's why. So I'd like to invite Gabriela. She's our operational director, and she's going to give us an overview of how we take care of our assets. Gabriela, the floor is yours. Thank you very much, Alessandro. Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here today. My name is Gabriela Desiré. I'm the operations director. And our results have been great. Actually, I'll give you results from a different perspective. And just for you to have an idea, we are one of the main privately owned companies. We are in 17 states in Brazil. We produce 33% of the electricity produced in Brazil, and also 90% of the electricity produced in Sao Paulo state. We have 126 substations, 26,000 kilometers of circuits, 19,000 kilometers of transmission lines, 1.5 thousand employees. So it's quite relevant. The numbers are quite relevant. And we know how to deal with our assets. We know how to manage our assets. Our KPIs are very high. We are following all the regulatory demands. We are committed to sustainability, and also we are responsible for 22 megawatts altogether with Itaipu and Belo Monte. So our excellence, let's talk about operational excellence. We are known worldwide for generating value, for creating value through investments, through modern technologies, and also because of our modern facilities. So all our operations are concentrated in two centers, one in Jardim and Cabreúva. So these are the main centers and where we invested heavily in technology. In these centers, we have high performance teams that can detect very fast and easily problems in our systems. Everything is interconnected. Everything is reported in real time. So this generates safety, and it really protects our our equipment. So in order to guarantee this operation quality, we have shifts, different shifts, and they alternate 365 days a year. We have professionals that follow all the requirements, and they are also trained to do things better. I mean, to deliver better quality results. And we invest heavily in training because our environment is controlled, and we believe that if we have highly qualified professionals, these highly qualified professionals will deliver better services, will work better, and will work on maintenance as well. So, combined with the digital era, I think we are ahead in the market because we are focusing on maintenance and results. Regarding inspections, transmissions, we already use drones, we already used the laser technology, which helps us do things faster, better, and work with quality. Our systems have an initiative that is a pioneer initiative. We have a collaborative platform um, that connects operators with the central system, the system that controls everything. So this brings safety to everybody because it's like a WhatsApp. Everything happens real time. All the information is shared real time. So problems that are reported can be solved in real time as well, which can help us have better decision making. We focus on artificial intelligence and machine learning so we can reduce human errors. We constantly focus on efficiency, and that's why our corporate quality focuses on improvement. And we want to generate assets, we want to create assets, but we also want to focus on sustainability. And our culture allows us to map our business, to have better availability, and also improve our production. So I'd like to thank all of you. And Alessandro, um, go ahead and you can now introduce our financial plans. Thank you very much. Thank you, Gabriela. So here are the results regarding operations. So everything is actually a reflex of what we've been doing along the years. It always started in 2018. You see that we have had a substantial growth, and we could fight inflation, so which was pretty good. We could offset the impact of inflation on our revenues, so which makes a huge difference when it comes to the to assets. And we also have better cash flow. We have better cash flow. We generated more than 2 billion reais, and this cash flow can be used to implement strategies to grow, to make new investments, and to distribute these resources among our stakeholders. So, with this strategy in mind, we are able to carry on our sustainable growth focused on results over time. So, Dairon, he is the project director, and he's going to be commenting on that. Go ahead, Dairon. Thank you very much, Alexandro. Thank you. Well, I'm very happy to be here with you. My name is Dairon Moreno. I'd like to thank all of you for attending this conference, and it's a pleasure to share this with you. So we have a package, a project package, equivalent to 6 billion reais, and it's divided into 1 million is going to be channeled for projects, 1 billion, and then the Greenfield project will be channeled. We will have 5 billions that will be channeled to the Green Field project, and they are all based on our infrastructure, on our existing infrastructure, which is about 1 million. So we already have the authorization that we need from ANEL. And the other projects are equivalent to a package that is 5 billion reais. We have already started 3 out of the 13. So these 3 projects are actually have to do with the auctions that we had, right? But you may ask me, how can CTEEP carry out all these projects and how can they be so efficient? Because we work with 3 pillars. Our pillars are safety, efficiency, and strictness. So we are tough. We follow our regulations. We focus on safety because we want to focus on our employees' safety. We want to focus on our facilities as well. And it's crucial. It's crucial for everyone. And safety is something that we bear in mind also when we hire third-party companies. We are very tough, very strict when it comes to hiring third-party providers. And efficiency as well. We need to focus on efficiency. We need to keep track of all the construction sites. We need to make sure that everything is done in compliance. And efficiency. Why efficiency? Because in order to focus on efficiency, we need to be convinced that this is one of the most important pillar. We need to anticipate problems. We need to study projects before we implement them. By doing that, we maximize efficiency. So these are the most important points.
no convencionales hacia futuro en esta zona. Y por último, el proyecto Itaqueré, un gran proyecto, un gran desafío desde el punto de vista técnico, inclusive logístico, por el dimensionamiento de los equipos, el cual consistió en la implementación de 3 compensadores síncronos en la subestación Araraquara. Este proyecto es icónico en el país. Compensadores síncronos de este tipo, de este tamaño, no habían antes en Brasil y permite el intercambio de energía y la estabilidad del sistema gracias a estos equipos de última generación que tenemos. En general, podemos decir que tenemos un 34% de mejora con respecto al CAPEX estimado en la ANEL y una anticipación media de 12 meses en los proyectos. Entonces, para nosotros es un orgullo poder poner en servicio estos proyectos. Hacia final de año continuamos también con algunas de las energizaciones de proyectos también muy importantes. Quisiéramos compartir con ustedes el video precisamente del proyecto Itaqueré, de estos compensadores síncronos, del cual nos sentimos muy orgullosos de poner en servicio estos proyectos y poner en servicio del país.
Contribuir para o crescimento do Brasil e para o desenvolvimento da sociedade, entregando um serviço essencial e criando conexões que inspiram. Este é o propósito da CTEEP, a maior empresa pura de transmissão de energia elétrica do país. Nos últimos meses, nossas equipes trabalharam muito para entregar uma das mais importantes obras de transmissão do estado de São Paulo, a interligação elétrica Itaquerê, com um investimento de cerca de 250 milhões de reais e receita anual de 52 milhões de reais. O empreendimento consiste na instalação de 3 equipamentos, que fortalecem o sistema interligado nacional, trazendo mais robustez para a infraestrutura energética do país, melhor condição do controle de tensão e estabilidade e contribuindo com a harmonização das energias renováveis intermitentes. Uma obra entregue em tempo recorde, com 11 meses de antecedência, e que enche a gente de orgulho, principalmente porque beneficia a vida de milhões de brasileiros, aprimorando a qualidade da energia. A interligação elétrica Itaquerê foi um projeto ousado e ambicioso. E para ser erguido, contou com contratação de mão de obra local, com geração de 250 empregos diretos e uma logística grandiosa para deslocamento e instalação de equipamentos, cumprindo todos os protocolos de segurança. Essa é a nossa grande responsabilidade. Trabalhar com excelência para melhorar a qualidade de vida de milhões de pessoas. Interligação elétrica Itaquerê. Mais um empreendimento que reafirma nosso foco na criação de valor sustentável para o desenvolvimento do país. CTEEP. Conexões que inspiram.
Muchas gracias. Bueno, y por último, quisiera referirme al tema de nuestros proyectos de manera general. Nosotros, a nivel de nuestro portafolio de proyectos, continuamos cumpliendo nuestras estimativas de los casos de negocio, tanto en plazo como en costo. Luego de lo que acabamos de mencionar, de cómo se ejecutan los proyectos, esto incluso trasciende mucho más. O sea, cómo nosotros logramos ejecutar ya todo, y es gracias a que tenemos una visión consolidada desde nuestra estrategia. Para eso dejo aquí a mi compañera Silvia, quien podrá explicar mucho mejor el tema. Adelante, Silvia.
Thank you very much, Dairo. My name is Sylvia Wagen, and I'm going to be telling you a little bit about our strategic vision for the next decade. we strongly believe that the companies in the future, they are not going to focus only on financial results, but they will respect the environment and they will generate value for not only stakeholders, but employees, business partners, suppliers, and everyone who uses our energy. So it's crucial that we can focus on these transformation, the digital transformation, but also the ecosystem. We need to combine these elements so that we can have a long-lasting company. We need to focus on our sustainable value as well and our strategy. We need to have a practical value, and we need to focus on improvement, not only improvements for our assets, but also Mel, Dairo, they all mentioned our projects here, how much we have invested, and we are getting ready for the new auction on the 17th, the acquisition of BPTE. I'd like to highlight that our growth is also only able to happen. It's only feasible. Why? Because we focus on our strict, very strict protocols. Regarding the environmental impact, we have several programs. We have Conexão Jaguar, which has a capacity for 436 tons. And we've been trying to fight wildfires in Pantanal. So regarding the corporate pillar, Gabriela has talked about automation and all the modernization that we have explored. We've been exploring new business model. We've been focusing on acquiring, improving our real estate assets, and we've been trying to distribute even more energy. So I'd like to give you a little bit of insight on PPTE acquisition. So PPTE is 15 kilometers, is an underground station. It connects Piratininga 2 and Bandeirantes as well. After we closed this deal, we are going to incorporate this asset, and we are going to improve our production. It's going to give us a 97% margin, which is a very interesting margin. This will represent a 4% increase of our total production. This is a good business case of what we are capable of doing when we can optimize our financial aspects. We should invest, but we should be efficient, and we should also have the financial sources to do so, and that's what we are doing right now. Alessandro will give you an overview. Thank you, Sylvia. As you mentioned here, Sylvia, we have focused on our assets. We have been focusing on generating value, and we currently work with balancing our receivables, payables, and we focus on our revenues. On increasing our revenues. We want to have a AAA rating. We want to focus on real estate, on investing on real estate. We have access to green bonus. We have access to individuals, corporations. So our costs and deadlines are extremely competitive, which enables us to develop more projects, more long-term projects. And besides this capacity, this development capacity, our company also pays receivables. We pay to we pay our stakeholders. So we have a nice payment, and we generate revenues, as mentioned here by Daurio and Silvia. And the market sees that once that we pay our stakeholders and we pay our shareholders. We've paid more than 50 million reais total. So it's by 2021, January 2021, we expect to pay more. And our stocks have appreciated, so we pay dividends. We have been able to keep on growing, and our revenues has grown quite significantly. So we believe that in order to deliver outstanding results and develop short-term strategies, we must count on people. But we also had a lot of increase regarding Ibovespa. Ibovespa had 2% negative results, but we kept our quality. My apologies, we had some technical problems. We'll be back with the slides soon. Thank you. We should be getting back soon, guys. Well, so let me just recap. So I think our competitive advantage has to do with our capital, and we have very stable revenues. We are working with sustainability. Our business is sustainable, which is quite interesting. We have alternatives to get loans. We have credit with banking. We can distribute, work with physical individuals and corporations. So we have a wide range of choices, which enables us to have low cost and also long-term deadlines for payments, payment deadlines. So in terms of investment and distribution, it's very, very good. So the distribution of the assets generated have been done in the last years. The idea is to keep on doing that. We have already given away 950 million reais, and the idea is to make another announcement, which may happen soon in January 2021. And why can we do this? We can do this without impacting our revenues, because without impacting our cash flow. And by doing that and taking this situation, the scenario into account, the market sees us as a reliable company. And as I mentioned, our stocks have appreciated. We have more stability in the market. We stand out in the market. Our stocks appreciated 28%, appreciated in value. So it's really positive when you look at Ibovespa, because Ibovespa didn't have a very positive year. We are doing well in our segment. We've been a renowned company in our field. So that's why I think our stocks have appreciated in value. So to wrap it up, I'd like to pass it on to Rui. Rui, go ahead. You will talk a little bit about stakeholders, right? Rui, go ahead. Thank you, Alessandro. We'd like to introduce you our angles. So first we started talking about projects, operation, M&A, and the financial aspects. Our development strategy, they are built in 4 pillars. V, as for green, stands for green, and our responsibility, our environmental responsibility. We want to focus on sustainability. We want to lower CO2 emissions. We want to create less impact on the environment. We want to focus on knowledge, and we want to be more competitive. Growth is important. D stands for development. So developing our personnel, developing our employees' skills, our organizational skills, and facing challenges, longer term challenges, so we can walk together side by side and keep on generating value. We want to generate value and create wealth for society. It's not only for us as a business, as a company, but also for our society. So it's in our DNA, it's in our group's DNA. This is how we work, this is how we run our operations. So this is our main goals. We are focused on sustainability, we are focused on impact management and risks. And we had been working with Colombia, our friends from Colombia, in this project called Jaguar Connection, Conexão Jaguar. And we brought some partners to work with us, right? We worked with South Pole, Pantera, these institutions. They focus on preserving green areas, and they partnered with us. We started the first project in Pantanal, in the Pantanal region in Brazil, and it was a very positive project. We won a prize for offsetting CO2 emissions into the environment, and which means a lot to us, because we are on the right path to sustainability and to be concerned about the environment. We made a donation to Fiocruz Institute. We donated COVID tests to Fiocruz, and 2.5 million reais were donated to Instituto Butantan, because they are developing a COVID project, a COVID vaccine program. So we have a total of 5 million reais that were donated to help society fight COVID-19. But this was only possible because we have people. We can count on people, and I'm proud of being a part of this very talented team. People who worry about ethics, who worry about safety, highly qualified professionals, highly qualified people who can work with excellence, who can develop new projects. And I'm pretty sure that we can walk on this path, and we can make a lot of progress through M&A, through people's commitment, and also generating value, sustainable value to our stakeholders and shareholders. Thank you very much for your attention. And now you will be with Michele Corta. Michele will be coordinating the Q&A session. Thank you. Thank you, Rui. Thank you very much. If you have any doubts, you can go ahead and write down the questions here. click on this button. Marcelo Sá has a question from Itaú BBA. There was a 34% reduction of a capex in the three projects. You still have 10 other projects to work on. So what will be the capex reduction, the average? What would be the reduction? Thank you very much. Dairo, I think, would be the best person to illustrate what we did with the projects. So go ahead, Dairo.
Tres proyectos ya puestos en servicio. Sí, como los 10 que están restando, tenemos una media anticipación de aproximadamente 14 meses y 30% de eficiencia en CAPEX. Obviamente esto está sujeto pues al desarrollo de las obras que en este momento estamos ejecutando. Gracias, Michelle.
Thank you very much, Dayron. So we had some questions, several questions regarding how you distribute the results among the stakeholders and shareholders. So the doubts are, when are you going to distribute this in 2020? Are you going to do it in 2020? And what is the forecast for 2021? I think we had some interruptions here. Alessandro perhaps will be the right person. Thank you, Michelle. Yeah, the company is going to make an announcement in December, but it's going to be in January 2021. So we usually have this practice, this payment practice, but it will happen in the beginning of 2021. The strategy will remain the same. We will keep on paying 75% of the results, of the regulatory results, and any changes that we may have in this practice will not be led to pressure, to financial pressure. We have good balance. We have mid to long-term payment terms. So I think based on our cash flow, we do have good conditions. We do have M&A projects that we had, and it just strengthened our business even more. It presented more opportunities for us to grow quite significantly. So there are discussions about other investments. But as of now, regarding the circumstances, we do understand that we can keep the same practice, the same guidelines. We can keep the same growth strategy that we've had in the last years. Thank you, Alessandro. Thank you so much. The next question comes from Adiel. Could you talk about do you plan to have new acquisitions, M&As? Do you plan on growing? Interpreter cannot hear the person. Thank you, Joe. I think we are having technical problems with you, but Alessandro, can you comment on that, please? How we are going to be receiving our RBSE and how we are going to generate sustainable value? Yeah, our RSBE relationship is doing well. They have to pay us indemnization. I think it's a profitable business. It's a profitable business because we focus on sustainability, and it's a long-term business because it provides us growth expectations. We are going to focus on auctions as well. We are going to invest this money from the auctions, and it will generate more sustainability for our business. So I think we need to look for opportunities. We need to understand where we are going to invest our money and how we are going to keep on having the same results. I think it's all based on strategy. Thank you. Thank you, Alessandro. The next question is a wrap up of all the questions that we got. So the doubt has to do with the possibilities of growth and the opportunities for privatization. Privatization. Yeah, Sylvia Wada maybe can talk about that. Sylvia, could you help us answer this question? Sure. The M&A market is very fast. Everything happens very fast. We need to evaluate what is worth it, what is not worth it. And but what do we do? What is our strategy here? We try to see if whichever company we want to acquire is aligned with our strategy, so that we can have more competitivity, we can become more competitive. So that's how we do it. We try to align that, and if the company meets these conditions, we try to understand if the assets are going to be relevant to our business. So yes, we keep on evaluating, we keep on looking for opportunities, for M&A opportunities, but these investments, they need to meet certain criteria, and the criteria is focused on sustainability and sustainable growth. Thank you, Sylvia. Yes, soon you will have access to this event, and you can also rate the quality of our event. So you will do that in the upcoming hours. So the next question is from André. He works at Santander. Can you comment the risks regarding IPCTU in the sector and the efforts approved by ANEL? Yes, thank you very much, Michelle. Thank you, André, for your question. Well, I think it's very clear to us. Regulations are important. We have investments that are part of a bid, so they're partial, and sometimes it doesn't make sense to go into auction in these cases. But according to ANEL, PPS, I think these institutions, they need to issue which ones can be and should be auctioned. So we already have a 1 million reais pipeline. Is a contract that has recently been renewed. So this is quite positive for our business. And everything regarding controls is important. We need to focus on the rules, on the legislation, and also we need mitigate risks. So maybe companies have doubts, or people can have doubts in the market. But I think we've been following a very nice, good business plan. Thank you, Rui. The next question comes from Rafael. He works at Banco do Brasil. You bought a underground line, and there will be more lines. Probably there will be more lines. I would like you to mention if you can manage this kind of assets, or if your strategy is going to be focused only after these assets are finished being built. Yeah, the ABTE acquisition is an underground station. Do we want to work with underground lines? Well, I think we have the knowledge to do so. But Dairo can comment a little bit on that, not only regarding CTEEP, but also on the underground lines. Go ahead, Dairo. Could you please comment on that? Thank you very much for your question.
A nivel de grupo, con una ingeniería fuerte, tenemos experiencia en el desarrollo de este tipo de proyectos de líneas subterráneas de alta tensión en otros países de Latinoamérica como Colombia, como recientemente en Colombia y en Perú. ¿Sí? Si bien es el caso que estas líneas de alta tensión en 345, recientemente la última fue precisamente la de PBTE, toda nuestra ingeniería, nuestro conocimiento está enfocado al desarrollo de este tipo de proyectos. Adicionalmente, contamos con los mejores también parceros para la ejecución de este tipo de proyectos, lo cual aseguraría el éxito de los mismos.
Thank you very much. So our next question now comes from Marcelo Sá. He's from Itaú BBA Bank, and he says, well, this year you made an announcement, and you announced. I know you're having internet problems, so let me read the question. So the question comes from Marcelo BBA. He works for BBA Bank. He talks about the acquisition that we made. So do you think about doing it now, or do you think about building your headquarters or another big building to manage this acquisition? Sylvia, I think you are the right person to answer this question. So actually, yeah, we bought a building, 73 million. It was our first real estate investment with São José dos Campos City. What do we want to do? We want it to be a relevant business, and we created a pilot project involving 10 lots. We hired a consulting firm, and this consulting firm will analyze what we can do with these lots and how we can make the best of it, how we can make progress. So far, we don't have the answer to this question because we are still working with this consulting firm. But yeah, we've been studying. It's a study that is going to show us what to do with the lines. Thank you very much, Sylvia, for your explanation. And now, I'd like to thank all of you for being so flexible. Thank you for your interest. Thank you for attending this conversation. I'm sorry for the technical issues we had. So I'd like to end here. Thank you so much for your interest. Thank you for coming here today, virtually here today. Michele Corda will be available if you have any doubts. You can reach her, and we'll be more than happy to help you. Thank you very much. I'd like to wish you a nice day, Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year. Stay healthy, guys. Be patient, and I hope you all stay healthy and go through this. Thank you very much.